Welcome to Park LaSalle. Mohawk Super Bingo proudly presents baseball U9B division, the 8-4-2 Kahnawake Warhawks taking on the 6-7-2 Lachine A's, the green team. There's a foul tip by Cohen Lahash. Leading things off, Lahash, Chase Barnes, and Wayani Goodleaf, the three batters that'll be coming up right away. Swung on and missed. And they're going to call that one a high pitch, so they're going to redo it. A's in green with yellow and white trim. Home team for this game. The Warhawks in the dark red with black and white trim. Lefty to start. Here's the fourth pitch of the at-bat. Third official. That one's hit up the middle to second. Good play. The throw across the diamond. It gets into the dirt. Leadoff base hit for Lahash, and Chase Barnes, the two-hitter, steps in now for the Hawks. Coming off of a 20-12 home win over the LaSalle Cardinals. Technically a road game because the Cardinals don't have a home field. So technically a road game for the Warhawks, which was won at Maddie's Park over the weekend. 2 in a row for them to get up to 8-4-2 as Chase Barnes, the two-hitter, steps into bat. He's got a runner on first. That's a little low. Barnes doesn't offer. That swung on and missed. A little high for the liking, and that's probably the biggest nuisance here is the machine. Trying to adjust it to get the right height, right accuracy. And that swung on and missed. And that is the third pitch, and I believe they're going to give him the tee. And off the tee, you can only advance one base. So that's why it's really big and important to try and hit the ball off of that machine. And that's hit to third, scooped up, and both runners will advance. Runners on first and second, nobody out. And I say that because it's 6 batters per inning, but if you get 3 outs, you still hit, but none of the runs count. And here's the 3-batter, Wayani Goodleaf stepping into bat with Warrior Jocko on deck. Lahash on second, Barnes on first, no outs. Here at Park LaSalle on this humid 28-degree day, feeling more like 32, but we got a nice breeze coming our way here. Wind coming from left to right here. Goodleaf, a 5-hit monster game the other day in that 20-12 win.
Don't do that. Don't do that. That actually
And he gets a good cut here, but swings over the top. And that's the second pitch. And he comes up empty here. That's a swinging strike, and now it's time to break out the tees again. Runners can only advance 1 bag each. With the cleanup hitter Jocko standing in on the on-deck circle, he'll have a good opportunity maybe depending on what happens here. And he puts a charge in this one. It goes up to second, fielded. And the throw, not in time, so the bases are loaded for the cleanup hitter. And there you feel that breeze. You probably don't feel it, but I do. You can probably hear it. Coming up tomorrow night, U9 girls will be in action at home. We'll have that for you. That's a 6:30 start at Maddie's Park as they will welcome the Kahnawake Cubs. We got an off day Thursday, off day Friday, back with a doubleheader Saturday, and then the Bantam A's on Sunday. Bantam Bees at 10 a.m. on Saturday. First game of the year, we'll see them, and then the U18 Bees trying to get back to 500 before the end of the regular season. They'll be at home taking on the Valleyfield Reds. Junior A Warhawks a 6-1 win last night. And they have won now 4 in a row to get up to 8 wins, 6 losses, or 9 wins, sorry, 6 losses and 2 ties on the season. Jocko swings at a high one. That pitch won't count, so they're going to have to redo it. So it's just one pitch that's gone by thus far in the at-bat. Kane on deck. And that's hit in the air. It goes foul, though. Nobody out here. The base is loaded. Top of the first. Warhawks and the A's. The Green A's. And that's fouled back. Oh, look out, gentlemen. First meeting between these two teams was a 10-9 Kahnawake decision back in June. Here's the pitch. And that's a little high, and that won't count. Shout out to Kobe Lavalier of the Junior 21, the U21A Warhawks, a 4-hit complete game masterpiece in that 6-1 win last night at DDO. And Jocko swings, misses through this one, and that is the third pitch. So they break out the tee. Jocko hits this one on the ground to second. That gets towards the end of the infield, and all runners are safe, and the Warhawks are on the board. So here's Lachine Kane with the bases loaded. Nobody out. Again, as a coach, you're always saying, if you get a base hit off the tee, it's great, but if you get a base hit off of the machine, it might be even better. 1-0 Kahnawake, 4 batters in. This is batter number 5. Kane comes up empty. Ethan McCumber will end this inning for the Warhawks. He's on deck. And Kane hits this one in the air to the left side of the infield. That'll drop. And everyone advances. It's an RBI base hit. 2-0 Warhawks. And here's the last batter of the inning for Kahnawake. This is the best view I think we've had all year. Reminds me of the hospital ball field, but you're a little more closer to the action and there's no mesh in the way. So McCumber stands in. Swung on and missed, and they're going to rule that one a strike. Hit on the ground, but foul. That swung on, and that'll be high, so they're going to re-pitch it. So a third pitch once again coming up here. Warhawks by 2 in the top of the first.
I got a blue lightsaber. I got a blue Skywalker. Your lightsaber is blue. I got a blue one.
That swung on, and that'll be in there, and they're going to break out the tee. This will be the final swing of the inning. 2-0 Kahnawake.
McDonald's.
McCumber getting the tee.
Who got that?
That's hit well on a rope, and it'll get to the outfield, and the Warhawks have put up 3 in the top of the first, and that is it for the top of the first inning. Warhawks score 3. A's coming up to bat. You're watching Baby Blue Memories, a presentation brought to you by Mohawk Super Bingo. Back to Park LaSalle, bottom of the first inning. Warhawks and Lachine green. Oscar Michaud leading things off for the A's here in the bottom of inning number 1 with the Warhawks up by 3. That's the second pitch. And that is a third pitch that'll go through, and it's time to break out the tee for the A's. Next broadcast will be tomorrow night when the U9B Warhawks Pink, the Girl Hawks, will be in action as they play host to the Kahnawake Cubs. So that's first time going around. One more opportunity for Michaud to try and get aboard here to lead off the bottom of the first inning. Sends a shot to the pitcher. Retrieve the throw to first is caught. At first base, 1 up and 1 down for the A's. And there's a pose. Pose for the camera. Good pickup by Kane on the mound. And the flip to first is in time for the first out of the inning. In steps Antoine Corson. Corson swings at one. That's too high, and they're going to give him a new pitch. Foul tipped. First strike. Bases are open. 1 down here in the bottom of the first inning. Warhawks 3, Green A's 0. Hit on the rope and fouled back towards the Lachine dugout. Second pitch.
Look at the sun.
Pitch 3 coming up. Hit on a rope, fouled, and thank goodness that fence was there.
Oh, that feels so weird. See the camera?
There's the pitch. And that's fouled back, and a good job by Corson staying alive in this at-bat. Good little battle he's got going on with the machine. And again, staying alive in the at-bat. And they rule that's the 5-pitch max, so it's time to break out the tee and time for the Warhawks defensively to be ready.
Look, they know our names.
Corson hits a comebacker to the mound. Throw to first. Gets away. And he beats it out. And the A's have their first runner aboard. Batter number 3 coming up, it's Adam Doyon. back again. Second pitch has gone by the wayside. Actually, they called that off. That was a bit high. Umpire decides we're going to redo this second pitch. Cedric Brisebois on deck for Lachine. And that's fouled. That's the second pitch. Fouled back again. A's hitters are making good contact, but unfortunately they're not able to keep it in play. Warhawks scored 3 in the top of the first, 6 singles. Botany Gussaduni, Hajj Macumber will lead things off in the top half of the second. Fouled back again. And Doyle staying alive in the at-bat, preventing the tee from coming out. Hit on a rope to third, down the line it goes. There's a throw across the diamond to second base, and it was nearly fielded, and if it was, that could have been in time. Instead, both runners advance 70 feet. Runners up first and second for the A's. And in will step Brisebois to bat. Brisebois sends a shot to the outfield. That'll drop, and this could be trouble. Retrieved in center field. 1 run scores the throw to third. A second run comes across. Sorry, a second run stops at third. It's an RBI double. For Brisebois, runners on second and third. Batter number 5 is in to bat now. Pitch to Boyle, and he sends a shot to the outfield. That gets it to the grass and left. 1 run will score. A second run trucking his way down. They will score. Throw to third. Oh, they're going to tag him out. He's tagged out. Two runs scored. Game's tied. And the bases are empty for Justice Thompson, the final hitter of the inning for the A's. Hit on the ground, a comebacker to Kane. He picks it up, the flip to first. It's in the dirt, but it's scooped out nicely over at first base. And that is going to do it for the bottom half of the first. The A's score 3, Warhawks record 3 outs. It's 3-3 heading into inning number 2. 3-3 as we come back to Park LaSalle for the top of the second. Nate Gussaduni, Hajj Macumber kicking things off for the Hawks. Yahas Jacobs and Tahanyande Macumber, the 3 batters for Kahnawake, and then back to the top of the lineup with Lahash, Barnes, and Goodleaf. Macumber check swing, and it's too high anyway, so they're going to recount it. First pitch coming up once again. 3-3 scoreline here in Park LaSalle and Lachine. I know that always messed me up too, but it's Park LaSalle, but it's based in Lachine. Fouled back by Macumber. And he comes up empty with this, swinging over the top. Good cut, though, and it's the second strike. And that is in there, they say. Time to break out the tee. The A's in the last inning had 2 extra base hits, but unfortunately recorded 3 outs, and that's the reason why they weren't able to pass Kahnawake at the time of the score. And there's a good shot by McCumber that hits the machine. He'll be awarded first. And there's one of those rules that I was explained to earlier by head coach Shannon Hemlock. As soon as the ball hits the machine, it's dead and you're awarded first base, whether or not you hit off the tee or not. So that's a leadoff single to start the top of the second. Yohais Jacobs will stand into bat now for the Hawks. Kahnawake 20 runs scored in their last game. Jacob swings over the top of this one. Strike one. Check swing and they'll say that's in there. You went around, strike two. And Yohais Jacobs will look at that pitch. Went around, they say, and that is time. Means it's time to break out the tee here in the top half of the second inning. McCumber at first. Gutney Gusarduni Hadji. McCumber at first. Yohais Jacobs standing into bat. And he went around. We're gonna have to redo it. Second try here. And he hits this one to the pitcher. The stop and turn to second, the flip. And he's safe. It was retrieved in time, but the second baseman had to scramble off the bag. And both runners advanced 70 feet. Tahanyande McCumber will step into bat. 3 hits in the last game. And he is the last batter to hit in the lineup, and then we're going to go back to the top with Lahash, Barnes, and Goodleaf. And that'll be our 6 for this inning. Tie game here, 3-3. Warhawks with 2 runners aboard to start the inning. Got a quick pause in the action just to let you know, coming up tomorrow, U9B Warhawks, the Girl Hawks if you like to call them, pink in action taking on the Candiac Cubs. That'll be at Maddie's Park, 6:30 start. Back with the debuts of the U15B Warhawks. It's Lionel Deere Jr.'s team. They'll be in action hosting the Verdun Blue Jays, and then at 1 o'clock, U18B Warhawks taking on the Presqu'île Pirates. Tahanyante McCumber swings through strike one. And McCumber sends a shot to the outfield. That is going to drop, and that could be extra bases. 1 run trucking their way down. The throw to second. McCumber's in, and 1 runner scores, 2 runners in scoring position, and it's 4-3. Kahnawake on the RBI double by McCumber, and now we go back to the top of the lineup with Cohen Lahash. 1 for 1 with a single and a run scored. He's got 2 runners in scoring position here.
He has to wait a long time to get it again.
Swung on and missed, strike one. Nutnigasarduni Haji McCumber scores on the play. Jacobs down to third, McCumber down over at second on the double. That's a little high. They're going to recount it.
I know his birthday. His birthday's October 26th. Oh, wait, no, it's October 26th. Yeah, yours is October 9th. Yeah, I'm 3 days away. No, I'm 3 days away. Mine is October 30th.
And that swung on and missed. Good cut, but it's swung over the top of by Lahash.
His birthday's October 27th. He's 3 days away. Wait, I want to write my name like when I'm done. No, 2. Yeah, look. 8, 9.
And that's in there, and it's time to break out the tee.
So you don't know. If I get a bad one, you have to
Chase Barnes on deck. He'll have a chance after this.
got this.
Lahash hits this one off the edge of the bat to the pitcher, and it's fumbled, and everyone advances. And Jacobs crosses the bag at 5-3.
Got the Chase. The ball.
Here's Chase Barnes, 1 for 1 with a single and a run scored.
It's the ball.
And the Warhawks again leading by 2. It's 5-3.
Ball, come over here. I'm standing right here. Give me mine.
Barnes swings over the top of this one, strike one.
Back at him. Your name is.
Swung on to Mr. Strike two.
Is it possible when you're in the air, people that way I just heard?
And that swung on and missed, and it's time to break out the tee. Nope.
That's strike one.
He went around, so he's going to have to try and swing again. And there he hits it back to the pitcher. Fielded, picked up the throw to second in time. They get the force at second, a run scores. And it's an RBI fielder's choice for Barnes, and it's 6-3. So here's the last batter of the inning for the Warhawks. Victor DiMoyani, Goodleaf 1 for 1 with a single and a run scored. Got a runner on first base here with 1 out. Swung on and missed. Strike one. Swung on and missed by Goodleaf, and that's the second strike. And he fouls this one back.
Where is the lightsaber? Where is the lightsaber? I have a marker. I can just color it blue. Thank you. Hey, that's all.
And that is too high. And they'll re-pitch. 6-3 Warhawks here in the top of the second inning. And Goodleaf fouls this one off. And the at-bat continues. One more try. And that is swung over the top, and it's time to break out the tee. So that'll be all the scoring here in the top of the second, but another 3 come across the bag.
Watch the ball, watch the ball.
Goodleaf swings over the top the first try, and that is a punch out, but nonetheless, that'll do it for the top of the second inning. The Warhawks score another 3, 6-3, getting into the bottom of the second inning. Back to the action at Park LaSalle, bottom of the second inning. Kahnawake U9B Warhawks leading the Lachine Green A's 6-3. It's the Lachine Black A's who are running away with things. First place in the league standings. This athletics team coming in 6 wins, 7 losses, 2 ties. 1 position behind the third place Warhawks in the league standings. 2 Verdantines sandwiched in between 4th and 7th. And 7th is Lachine Yellow. I forget who's in second. It might be the Cardinals of LaSalle. Swung on and missed. And it is time to break out the tee. Hit to the left side of the infield, and it gets its way through to the outfield. And the A's have the lead runner aboard. So Benjamin Claymont with the base hit. Oscar Michaud standing in. He grounded out back in the first. 0 for 1 on the evening. Check swing, it's in there, strike 1. And that's in there for strike 2. (6-3) Kahnawake here in the bottom of the second. Antoine Corson on deck. He has a base hit and a run scored. Hit on the ground. It hits the plate. Knocked down. Throw to first, and it gets through. And 2 runners aboard for Lachine to start the bottom of inning number 2. So here's Corson. 1 for 1 with a base hit and a run scored. Check swing, and it's in there, strike 1. Swung on and missed. And that's too high. So it's another pitch coming up here to Corson. No tee. Swung on and missed, and that one's in there. Hit up the middle, fielded by McCumber. He's going to throw to third, and everyone's safe. And he had a for sure out behind him, but he did try to get the lead runner. Instead, the bases are loaded. Nobody out. Batter number 4 stepping in. It's Adam Doyon. Your head coach Shannon Hemlock screaming closest base out in center field. Doyon has singled. Swings over the top of this pitch, strike 1. Yeah, the two Warhawks on the mound discussing strategy. If it's a comebacker, then someone who runs the home to try and cover the bag. That's fouled back. Popped, and that'll go foul. Back to the runner. They're going to tag him out, going to home, and that's smart strategy. Great job fielding by Leighton Kane. They tag out the runner going from third to home. Everyone else advances, but that run does not come across, and here comes batter number 5 here in this inning for the A's. That was a great job by Kane fielding that. He and Warrior Jocko on the mound, both of whom switched positions. So now Jocko's covering the first base side, Kane covering the third base side after they were inversed, covering the opposite side in the bottom half of inning 1. Swung on and missed. And that hits the top of the fence and goes back into fair territory after being dead in the foul territory. Side, what a scoop! McCumber is gonna tag first. They get the sure out. Ranigasaruni Haji McCumber covering first base. Tried to make the tag at second, realized he wasn't gonna get there. Instead got the for sure out. One run scores, 6-4, last batter of the inning for the A's stepping into bat now. Hugo Boyle. Ooh. Hopefully he's okay. Hit back and that'll go foul.
Down there, Dad. It's down there.
Hit off the mound. The throw to first. McCumber can't field it, and that run is going to count. And that's going to do it for the bottom of the second inning. Tough throw in the dirt after McCumber made a great play earlier in the inning. That's it. That's 6. Warhawks take a 6-5 lead over the Lachine A's Vert heading into the top of inning number 3. Well, welcome back to Park LaSalle. This game brought to you by Mohawks Super Bingo. Kahnawake U9B Warhawks, their season debut on BBM, leading the Lachine A's 6-5. There's a foul ball by Warrior Jocko, who has singled and driven in a run. 6-5 Kahnawake leading the Lachine green team. That's high. Fouled back.
Why is your glass so small?
That's too high.
How do you hit a ball with this thing? Oh, that's so small. It's so
And that's high. That's got to be the biggest annoyance, trying to adjust that machine so that it pitches in the right area.
Wait, is that our order? I don't know. I didn't rip it.
And there's a shot up the middle and up to the left side, down the line. Jocko taking off. He's given the green light. And he's rounding third, coming across, and it is an inside the park home run. Jocko 7-5. Warhawks. 7-5. So here's Leighton Kane stepping into bat. That hits him in the foot, rolling, and he's going to beat this out. Back-to-back hits for the Hawks here to start the top of the third. 1 home run, 7-5. And in steps Ethan McCumber, 1 for 1, has a single and a run driven in.
Look at my shoes untied. Bring me home.
Foul back. And McCumber hits this one off the edge of the bat, back to the pitcher. The throw across the bag to first is not going to be in time. McCumber beats it out. And the Warhawks have 2 runners aboard.
Get your helmet on. Give me it. Do it.
In steps Ratne Gasarduni Haji McCumber. He's 1 for 1 with a single and a run scored. Number 40 in red. Warhawks up 7-5. Yeah, Hahes Jacobs and Dahanyate McCumber to end things here in the top half of inning number 3.
Hahes, you're up next. Get ready.
And McCumber hits this one back to the pitcher. It gets through. Dead ball. That's the second time he's got a dead ball today. He's 2 for 2 hitting that pitching machine. And the Warhawks have loaded the bases. Batter number 5 of the inning stepping into bat. Johannes Jacobs. 1 for 1 with a single and a run scored. That's high. That's high again.
Behind that line over there that I made.
That's in there. So, Park LaSalle, the scene of this bottom half of the third inning. The U9B Warhawks leading 8-5. As the sun begins to set here just across the St. Lawrence Seaway. Justice Thompson starting things off in the bottom of inning number 3. Thompson, good cut, but he comes up empty. If he makes contact, that ball is in trouble. Hit in the air, that's going to go foul. Speaking of foul, my camera skills there were foul. Hit on a rope. Fielded, the throw to first, in time. The throw by Leighton Kane over to Ethan McCumber covering first, and that's the first out of the inning. Here's Benjamin Klema, singled and scored back in the second, 1 for 1 on the day. 8-5 Warhawks leading. Swings over the top, that's in there for strike 1. Fouled. And that pitch was in there, so they're calling it a second pitch. Quote unquote 2 strikes on the batter. 8-5 Warhawks leading here in the bottom of inning number 3. Hit on the mound, slow roller back to Kane. He picks it up, throws the first, and there's a good recovery by Ethan McCumber. Stretches, forced off the bag, touches down in time to tag the runner out. 2 down. Back to the top of the lineup for Lachine and Oscar Michaud, 1 for 2 with a single and a grounder. A critical at bat here for the A's, because if they get any one of the next 3 batters out here, then no more subsequent runs would count here in the bottom of the third. So 2 down, a critical juncture of this game. Here's the pitch. That's in there. That's too high. Dead pitch. Eight-5 lead for the Hawks. We have a bit of a timeout here. Umpire's going to go back. They might have thought maybe there was something on the field. Back to the action at the plate with Michaud. That's in there. It's time to break out the tee. And that is swung on and missed, and they get one more try here at the tee. Michaud hits a comebacker. Kane picks it up. It's slowed up in the dirt. The throw. McCumber drops it. Picks it up in time. And that's 3 outs. Now batting is Antoine Corson. Swung on over the top and in there for strike one. That's in there for strike two. That's in there. And it's time to break out the tee. That's a strike. Time to put the ball on the tee. Slow roller, it's going, it stays fair. All right, that ball just just hogged the line, just barely had a fingernail staying on the other side of the line. And Corson has his third base hit of the evening.
Oh my God, look at that. Plus, you want to do the honors by shaving it?
Swung on over the top and in there for strike one on Antoine Corson. Swung on over the top. That's in there. Three outs here for Lachine in the bottom of the third, so none of these subsequent runs will count as official runs. So the Warhawks will take an 8-5 lead into the top of the fourth inning. Hit on the ground, a comebacker to Kane at first. The throw, and that is an out. He's been a busy man in this inning. And this will be the last batter of the inning for the A's. Hit on the ground to the other side. And that is going to do it for the bottom of the third. The Warhawks hold the A's off the score sheet. 8-5 Kahnawake heading into inning number 4. Back at Park LaSalle, top of inning number 4. The U9B Warhawks leading the Lachine Green A's 8-5, and there's a shot going into the outfield, and Cohen Lahash is turning on the Jets. Lahash turns second, heading to third, and they're going to send him home because the ball's still in the infield, and that is an inside the park.
Go touch the base. Go touch the base. Here's the whole base. Go touch
Yeah, sure. I want to touch it.
You saw Lahash might have missed home plate on the initial roll, but does touch it here, and he touches them all actually with that shot, a home run, and the Hawks lead it 9-5. Here's Chase Barnes, 1 for 2, singled, scored a run, and reached base on the fielder's choice back in the second. 9-5, Kahnawake leading. And that swung on, that's too high, they're going to redo it.
What do you want? What do you want? What do you want?
There's a shot back to the pitcher. Goes to second. The throw, not in time. And Barnes is in with a single. And Rutgeriwayani Goodleaf will step in 1 for 2 with a single and a run scored. Also struck out back in the second. 9-5 Warhawks leading. Runner on first base, 1 run in here in the top of the fourth. Ooh, that one's too high, and they're gonna redo that pitch. That's too high as well. A couple of pitches in this at-bat which were too high, over the strike zone rather than inside of it. That one's fouled back. Heads up.
Oh, you got it stuck.
Usually the kids would be hustling and fighting to go get that ball, be the first one on it. The kids are playing with sand in the dugout. Love it. 9-5, batter number 3 of this inning. And that's fouled back as well, and he made good contact there.
Spot down, going to the post. Spot down, go. Spot down, going to the post.
And that's in there. And it's time to break out the tee for Brittany Wayani Goodleaf, the third hitter of this inning for the Hawks. So both runners can only advance 70 feet. Oh, sand patties, that's what they're called. Got the show within the show here in the Warhawks dugout.
We're not making SpongeBob, I'm not.
And that swung on and fouled back. Goodleaf swinging underneath the ball. He's going to have to swing on top of it. Swing at level. Swing at a level swing here. And he went around. That's strike three. So here's Warrior Jocko 2 for 2 with a home run and a single. Has also scored a run and driven in two. Fourth hitter of the inning for the Warhawks. One run already in for Kahnawake. They lead it 9-5 here.
Ready to run, Chase. Nice.
And Jocko hits a comebacker up the middle. That gets through to the outfield. Jocko gets into second to throw to third. Gets into the Lachine dugout. And both runners are awarded an extra base because the ball went out of play. That's an RBI triple. And run number 2 of the inning for Kahnawake scores a 10-5 Hawks. And here's Leighton Kane stepping into bat. 2 for 2 with 2 singles and a run scored. He also has an RBI. Runner on third. That's in there.
I remember before, maybe last year in baseball, you were a slugger. I know.
That's too high. Second pitch coming back up.
I literally put it in my mouth and it was on the ground. That's kind of
Popped up on the infield. It's rolling. It stays fair. Oh, he's going to get tagged out. Well, actually, he didn't. He's out. But he ran out of the baseline. That's why. So it goes down as a fielder's choice. And the last batter of the inning will step into bat now for the Warhawks. It's Ethan McCumber. He's 2 for 2.
My guy Pete. Stop. Stop.
Foul back.
Guys, cut it out.
Who's you? Who's you?
That's hit in the air. Back to the pitcher to throw to first. Gets out. And that is going to do it for the top half of inning number 4. The Warhawks add another 2. And they lead it 10-5. Back at Park LaSalle, U9B Warhawks leading the Lachine Green A's 10-5 as we make our way to the bottom of the 4th. Cedric Brisebois standing in. 1 for 2 with a double, a run scored, and a ground out. And he grounded out hard back to the pitcher. And he fouls this one back. Warhawks with their biggest lead of the game. It's 5. There's a comebacker down the third baseline. It goes. And that stays fair. Brisebois given liberty to advance the second. They throw it back into the infield. Cut off at second base. And a leadoff double for the A's. Cedric Brisebois with his second base hit of the day. Well, sorry, that's Hugo Boyle. Hugo Boyle leading things off for the A's with a double. He has himself his third hit of the evening. He has a single, a triple, and now a double. So here's Justice Thompson standing into bat. 0 for 2, has grounded out twice. Thompson swings hard but misses. Strike 1. That's fouled back by Thompson, and strike number 2. Fouled back again by Thompson, staying alive in the at-bat. And that means it's time to break out the tee for Justice Thompson. And that'll be the first strike. He'll get one more opportunity here off the tee. There's a nice shot up the middle, and that'll get through to the outfield. And that's a base hit for Thompson. He's now 1 for 3, and the A's have runners on the corners. Now batting, Benjamin Claymont standing in. 1 for 2, a single, a run scored, and he's also grounded out. New to the channel, please subscribe. We're currently at 826 subscribers. Started the year off at 777. Started the baseball season off at 777. Now at 826. Got enough hours to qualify to receive funds from YouTube, but just need those extra subscribers. Over the last 365 days, we have 4,155 viewing hours, taking us over the 4,000 minimum required. And that's in there. Time to reload for Claymont. And he fouls this one back. He just got a piece of it with that bat to stay alive in the at-bat. And there's no need for a tee. Boyle at third, Thompson at first. Third hitter of the inning for the A's. And that's off the ground, back to first. McCumber picks it up, and he will step on the bag. That goes into the books as the sacrifice RBI, and it is now 10-6. Batter number 4 will step in at the plate for the A's here in the bottom of the 4th inning as we close in on 8 o'clock. And the open inning awaits. Swung on and missed. A's have a runner on second, 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. Off the edge of the bat, fouled. This is the 4th batter of the inning for the A's. And that's fair. That's fair. That stayed fair. (10-6) Warhawks, 1 out. Batter number 5 of the inning stepping in for Lachine. Oscar Michaud. 1 for 3 with a single and 2 ground outs. And he hits this one foul and provides a jump scare for one of the assistant coaches on the Lachine bench. Don't forget, if this one's hit back to Gasarduni, Haji McCumber over at first base, he can possibly apply a tag and then roll the first for a double play. Hit instead up the other side, stopped, and that will not lead to an out. Instead, the A's have put a run on the board. It's now 10-7, and the final batter of the inning will now stand in. It's Antoine Corson. (10-7) Warhawks with the open inning soon to arrive. By open, I mean I believe it's all batters hit, if I'm not mistaken, unless that was just a domestic league rule. I think it's just 6. And next inning should probably do it. It's 8 o'clock right now, 8:02 actually. Runners on first and second for the A's. Foul back. Swung on and missed. Foul tipped. Of course, our junior A Warhawks won last night by a final count of 6-1 over DDO. That's 4 in a row now for the Warhawks to get to 9-6-2 on the campaign, second place in their division, trailing the first place Lachine A's. That's too high. This is our second best ranked team within their division, the Warhawks. U9Bs currently ranked third. Fouled back, and this at bat will continue. Good battle by Adam Doyle. Hit off the edge of the bat to third. Jacobs picks it up, and he will tag the lead runner out at third base. The A's score 2. We're heading into the top half of inning number 5. Warhawks 10, Athletics Green 7. And actually, we ain't going to no open innings. That is the end of the game. The Warhawks have taken it by a final count of 10-7 over the Lachine Green Athletics. So the Warhawks are 9-4-2, and they are now in third place all alone in the division standings. The Green Athletics will drop to 6-8-2, give the Warhawks a third place ranking in the division right now. Couple of big name players today, Colin Lahash and Warrior Jocko, each with home runs, each with 3 hits. Warhawks now 9 wins, 4 losses, 2 ties, and the Green A's again 6 wins, 8 losses, 2 ties. We'll see you tomorrow night at Maddie's Park. U9B Girlhawks, the Pink Girlhawks in action. They will welcome the Kahnawake Cubs to Maddie's. That's going to do it for our coverage tonight. For Brandon, I'm Brandon Bordo. For Baby Blue Memories, we are out. Subscribe.